I read an article a couple days ago. It was talking about the unhappiness of America, and it was just basically letting you know that most people today in today's society are unhappy, and I get it. I'm not going to act like I'm confused about it because I've been there. I get it, and one of the reasons I've noticed that a lot of people are unhappy due to the reasons of unhealthy thinking habits. One of the things of like when you self doubt, you doubt yourself. You never put any energy behind anything. You're normally going to have negative thinking patterns, whereas though you're never happy for people, and these are people type of people you want to get away from. You got to start to do more with your mental state of mind. Get to a point where as though you start to actually think a little different. Get outside your comfort zone. Change up. That's one thing I know about life. Like if you don't change anything up, you're gonna stay the same. Other things that I noticed too, relationships. Relationships today can make or break some people. Reason why I say that is because a lot of times people don't tend to put themselves first, and they tend to put relationships on a different platform. They put them on a platform where as though they think that's the be all. And a lot of times, if you fail at that relationship, you're going to end up going backwards. And when you go backwards, you already know that uphill battle is going to be a far uphill battle that you can't quite win. You cannot win that. And this is why toxicity is something that breeds chaos in relationships. And we all seen it. We seen from the arguments to domestic to people not even being here no more. And this is something that's very important in life to understand that you have to get away from people that don't have your best interests. You have to. Another thing, bad choices when it comes to careers. People tend to get themselves into careers that tend to make them feel like it's not justified of all the time that they put in when it comes to schooling. And you see this a lot. You see people change jobs and tend to go into careers that don't have anything to do with their degree that they end up putting their all into. You know, you don't want a doctor to go to school to be a doctor and then get their degree and then all of a sudden now they doing surgery and they in the operating room and they just feeling like, yo, why am I here? Like I'm not feeling this. You don't want that. And a lot of times our parents, the people around us tend to stray us into a direction and make us think that we want to do something that we really don't want to do. They talk you into thinking that you're making a bad decision. And a lot of times, sometimes it can be right. It can be, you can be guided in the right direction. But this is not a thing to say that if you're picking right or wrong, because this is the thing of just letting you know that a lot of people are dealing with this today, and I'm letting you know that it's not a wrong or right answer. The only right answer is, are you able to live with that? Are you able to live with your decisions in life that's going to make you understand that, yo, my decision is something that's firm and I'm happy with it. But if you're unhappy with it, you got to make the change. Another thing is the way people look at their life today and the way people operate. It's a thing of you're relying on other people to give you the credibility to say that you are doing well. Justification of just the gratification of just feeling like you doing your thing. People want people to always encourage them, and that's not where we at today. This is why so many people are unhappy, because you're looking for people to give you that praise, that energy to say that you everything that you thought you were. That's not how it is. This is why a lot of times now when you're getting things, and you buy a new car, you got a new job, people like to post this a lot, like to show that, yo, I'm doing my thing. People looking at these posts and like, yo, who cares? And the reason for that is not that you trying to dim your light, but to be realistic, people don't really care. Don't really care because People got stuff going on today. They got a lot of things going on today. A lot. And with the world we living in today, the economy is so down right now. People are struggling. So the last thing you want to see on your algorithm is someone balling out of control, buying a new car, a car that costs a price of a house. People don't want to see that. It's not the thing of that you living for them, but the thing is, who are you actually posting it for? That's the thing that you got to ask yourself. What am I putting this on for? Am I posting this so people can look at me like, yo, my life is good? Or you showing your new house so people can see how easy it is to break in it? Or to see that you got a lot of things going on, you got a lot of money coming in, so you can look you can be looked at as an easy target. I'm curious, because anything I have gotten in life, I never really sat up there and was like, yo, let me show the world what I got going on. People say I'm just showing how happy I am. Who cares? Who cares? It's not really showing how happy you are. You literally are putting out there news flash. I got this going on. So it sends to people that are looking for a come up. Damn, they doing real good over there. You wasn't even thinking about them. A lot of times, this is what's going on psychologically, like in people's heads that are looking for a come up. If you have a certain amount of money, you shouldn't be surprised that you got a family member or family members calling you up asking for a favor. I'm just saying, it's kind of hard to be broke and then see somebody over here living life up. So that's something to take into consideration when it comes to this life thing called, growing up and also acquiring assets and thinking that you're just going to be able to walk around here and be comfortable if you broadcast and everything. And also I want to talk about your mental state of mind. That instant gratification of thinking that you're going to be able to buy your way out of sadness, it's not going to happen. A lot of these things are for self, and if you can't be in a good space to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, I'm happy. I'm happy. Like, this is the thing. You can't be happy every day. So unhappiness is something that's going to come and go. But it's how long you stay there in the unhappiness. And a lot of times, if you stay there in the unhappiness, you're going to stay there. That's where you're going to stay at. Because you're not doing anything for yourself. I can definitely say this. I realized a time where as though I used to always think getting something new, buying something new. You get tired of the car you in, you go trade it in, get something new. You'll realize that that's limited. It only goes but so far. And the reason for that is because it's the instant gratification of thinking that you're going to be able to get things that's going to take you to a new level of happiness, and it's not. Happiness is subpar. It's about how you feel about yourself. You cannot live for others. I used to think you live for others. You can't, because when when you get a disappointment, you're going to fall. You're going to fall short, and you're going to be looking like, damn, I put my all. And that's anything from relationships to your kids, especially in kids. People do a lot of things for their kids, and they get angry that they done bought something for their kid and they broke it. And you sitting there like, yo, that's crazy, and you mad. And I've been there. And next thing you know, you sitting up there like trying to figure out like, yo, why my kid acting so ungrateful? That's why. Instant gratification. Happy. I'm going to go buy. I'm going to reward. We always think we have to reward for everything. That's not true. Because a person that gets rewarded for everything will also realize that life is a fantasy film. Because when they get to a certain point, that certain age, they're going to think the same way. They can't untrain their brain to think that, wait a minute, I'm not being rewarded no more. And then all of a sudden they have sadness. Like, you think about it. You think about the people that grew up with everything. And then you look at how they just they falling hard, especially on hard times, because they become so dependent on the people around them to the point they become a burden, you know. And that's one thing in life you don't want to become. You don't want to become a burden on people. And you will also want to be somebody that people can look at and be able to talk to and be able to have a conversation with, you know, because this unhappiness thing today, when you ever talk to somebody, or no, I'm right. You ever talk to somebody? This is something that I know a lot of people go through, and you might be that person. You can talk to them about something, just venting, and all of a sudden, they decide to think that this is an opening to say, well, you know what? You going through it, but look, I'm going through it like this, and you ain't feeling how I'm feeling. Like, you thought your breakup was bad. Look, she took everything from me. Like, yo, this is crazy. Why even talk to them? It's like that with a lot of people. And you wonder why so many people are unhappy. And a lot of times, I'm starting to realize, not all, but in most, your happiness really does rely on you. It does. And it's sad because you see so many people put a lot in relationships, and it make you think that you're supposed to put your all. But it's always that what if. It's probably one of the reasons that's making people really crash out and go to the deep ends to say, I'm ending it all, is because when you put your all and your all fails, what do you have to rely on? This is mostly why people feel like there is no end unless there is the end. And this is why that mental state of mind of taking care of yourself first, care what nobody tell you. If you don't take care of you, you will fail. Definitely. Because you never worried about yourself. And a lot of times, depending on your background and your sex or whatever, you might be raised to only think about everybody else except you. Nah. I notice you get more gratification and you're a lot more stable mentally. And you're not unhappy when you really worry about yourself, because you're able to control the atmosphere you in and the atmosphere that you're not going to be in, because you're not going to welcome it. All right? So look, hold your heads up. Hey, keep doing your thing. All right? Don't look backwards, look forward. All right?